I'm Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
'22 Jaguar F-Type
R without launch control. Brake boost.
Oh, yeah!
Yes! Oh my god, that's so good.
Horsepower and torque.
575 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque from a supercharged 5-liter V8.
I'm up.
Yeah. Let's do something else for the people. Roll down the windows a little bit because it's a little bit hard to hear. Yes, all right. We have made our point.
So, same drivetrain as our last year's award-winning Best Exhaust of the Year.
Yes, which actually had slightly less horsepower at 550, but it was an SVR.
But it was an SUV.
Yes.
And this has the same problem as last year, where the other valve or whatever doesn't open up until after 3,000 RPM, so you really don't get all that awesome exhaust low down. You got to be revving it all the time.
Yeah, so this is an R, not an SVR, so curiously we don't have launch control, and then the valve kind of does this weird thing at 3,500.
But from a cold start, when you're stopped and just revving it, it does sound really amazing, so...
Let's take a listen from the outside. And then sometimes you actually still get crackles and pops in this, although if you keep trying to do them, it kind of doesn't let you anymore.
I think the engineers from the SVR one saw our video and they're like, we are not going to make this predictable anymore. And
sorry about that, everybody. If
actually
that was our
made
fault.
it worse.
Yeah, but apparently you can get an aftermarket controller that will control the valves. Apparently somebody commented on our last video where we reviewed the convertible. So just buy one of those and apparently problem solved.
And apparently you can pull the fuse and just push the valves open with a stick as well.
But we're not allowed to modify these press vehicles, so we can't try that.
But what I really, really want to get into is the color of this one.
Yeah, our last one was black.
Yeah, and so you couldn't see all the cool body lines and accents as easily. This one's like a $6,000 paint.
Yep.
It looks friggin' awesome. I love how the rear diffuser is color matched and everything. And we got those nasty exhausts back there.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous looking in this color. Like, everybody stares at it. You kind of can't miss it. It looks like school bus yellow to me.
Yeah, and here's a picture of the car with the school bus.
Yes, we called in that school bus just for the shot, by the way.
I mean, I like my yellow cars. I think this might be a little too loud for a Jag, but then Aston Martin's got the loud green, and I think this is a great competitor for that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of loud AMG GT colors as well.
True, yep.
So it works. It's a weird one, but it works.
It's definitely weird, but it kind of also works with these black wheels.
Yeah, they're nice. I mean, I don't really like black wheels. Like, I didn't even realize what kind of wheels were on here until later. But what would be the Continental recommended tire for an F-Type?
The Extreme Contact Sport.
And I'm gonna give it a little,
Oh boy.
send through
Oh,
cliche.
a little, eh?
I can't help it.
Yeah.
It's very flat, very sporty to it, just like I'd expect. It is an expensive sporty car, and this also kind of competes with the 911. I feel like I would be more confident in all those other ones, even though this is all-wheel drive.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but I actually have a lot of confidence in this car. It handles really well.
It does.
Especially because it's all-wheel drive.
But there's like something about 911s, even a rear-wheel drive 911, that just feels a little more...
There definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is great.
And then with the looks as well, we have the updated front end that we had last year. Still don't like the looks as much as the previous styling of the F-Types.
Yeah, this has grown on me like a little bit, and I think the best angle is just like a full side angle because it kind of has like Audi R8-ish headlights only from the side.
There's a lot of good angles on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, the older ones I think is better, but then this is still good. And like, I like that it doesn't have the spoiler and like too much extra body kit like that SVR. I think this is a nice sleeker shape.
Right, this only has the spoiler that retracts basically at speed.
And the yellow just makes me so much happier.
Or detracts? Opens.
But the yellow, dude, like,
yeah.
the yellow makes car. You even got stalked by an old lady.
I would call her a cougar, where she was taking photos of me while driving, and I felt like kind of weird.
Is this a cougar car?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And before you drive, this does have satellite radio. It does rewind. It does rewind 90s on 9. And if you're looking to start your free SiriusXM 3-month trial,
check out SiriusXM.ca or .com/thestraightpipes for offer details.
All right, now your turn to drive.
Send it. I meant I wanted to send it. Brake boost, no launch control. Really wish it had a launch, but it does really well. That upshift sound, ridiculous.
Such a good sounding car.
So it's a ZF 8-speed, which
ZF,
yes, if you're in America or probably halfway across the planet. I really like it, but we didn't love it in the Velar, so it's all about tuning with this transmission. This transmission feels so different in every application that it's in, and this is a really good one.
Yeah, it's great.
Because I let it do its thing there where you manually did it, but if I'm gonna do it myself, the sound.
And the shift lights, how it like flashes right before. Like, I'm sure we're shifting a little early, but at least we're not redlining it. And it feels good everywhere you shift it. So even if you miss like a little too soon, like you don't feel like you sucked.
Yes. Okay, so I need to talk about this exhaust just a little bit while I'm driving, because I've been driving this above 3,500 RPM all the time because I want to hear those exhaust valves open. Like here, nothing, 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 nothing. There.
Yeah.
I need to live above 3,500. Problem with that is the whole point of this was to basically have European noise regulations because it was too loud. Well, the thing is, I'm using so much more fuel now because I'm sitting at 3,500 all the time.
Because it's not loud at low RPMs.
Exactly. So it's kind of counterproductive, I think.
Yeah.
At least for people like me, or probably people that are buying this car.
I think the way it works is when you put it to the valved exhaust mode or open exhaust mode, it opens both while you're stopped. Then once you start rolling, it closes one. And then once you pass 3,500, it opens the second one.
I can hear it every single time perfectly because it's just like air. It's almost like this squeal before.
And do you think they should bring back the predictable backfires? It'd be nice.
Kinda. Because I'm over the backfires on anything below a V8. That's my official stance now.
Really?
V8s, I like backfires. I'm just very happy that we have a 5-liter V8 with a supercharger because no one else other than Dodge is doing that anymore, basically.
Cadillac.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right.
But still, it's like two.
Okay, and GT500s. Okay, fine. There's a couple, but not many. I'm just very grateful that this still exists.
But this is only all-wheel drive with the 575 horsepower.
Correct.
And that's for the 2023s on the website. For 2023, you can also get rear-wheel drive if you get the less horsepower from the same motor and same supercharger.
Yes, which is I think 444 horsepower or 450.
I feel like I'd want to go rear-wheel drive.
This all-wheel drive system is so good that I don't mind it. If you turn off traction, which I have right now, I'm going to send it into Cliche Corner, you can definitely get the back end out basically on command, and this thing actually feels really well planted.
It's stable too, but like...
This very similar to a 911, but like, man, this is just great. Like, I can get this to do whatever I want.
But wouldn't it be nice to just floor it off the line with traction off and get squirrely like we did in the Supra? This can't do that.
Or an AMG GT and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're kind of just like, I just need a little bit more like wildness to it.
Yeah, I kind of hear you there.
But if you're going on track stuff with this, you're like, maybe I don't need wildness. Maybe I just want to be safe on my fast car because I'm scared.
Yeah, this is easy to drift. This is easy to do a lot of things, kind of like the M240i rather than the Supra, where everything was a slight bit of a challenge, which was enjoyable. But the way this drives is really, really good.
Only complaint is that valve and no launch control.
Yes. So drive modes, we basically have normal, dynamic, and then snow, ice, and whatever mode. I've been driving this into dynamic because I enjoy everything about it, except the suspension is just a touch too stiff for the roads. It's totally fine for some people, but I like to dial that back through the infotainment because we have the little race helmet thing where you can adjust everything, so suspension is comfort.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty much always driving in sport shifting and manual paddles because this is a car that you actually want to just be doing stuff the whole time.
Because you have to sit above 3,500.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the 2023 models on the website. There's no more V6. The V6 is done. The only thing you can get in this is a V8, which puts a big smile on my face.
All right, I will say this much. There was a V6 manual that I filmed for Russ Bond back when I was doing motoring TV.
Yep.
That and the SVR, I think, are like getting those as older models are better than this, even if they wouldn't have Apple CarPlay and stuff.
I'm gonna 100% agree with you.
Yeah, but like this interior with the CarPlay and everything is nice to have all the modern features, and like visual gauge cluster is really, really good.
Yeah, so we have all that in here, like you mentioned. It does work really well. It's not laggy in here, which is kind of hilarious because it was laggy in the Velar. The gauges are a touch laggy when you want to customize stuff, but when you're in the actual like TAC mode, there's no lag. It's great.
And since this is a luxury car, we do have a really good sound system for all my Sirius XM 90s on 9.
That's right. And then we have a bunch of hard buttons to control some of our climate, which is good, and then you can push pull to control your heated and cooled seats. And then we still have a volume knob. We don't have a tuning knob.
Yeah, but once you get it all set up, it's pretty good. And then we got like a bunch of good hard buttons on the steering wheel and everything. There's enough good stuff because this is still kind of oldish in here.
Right, exactly.
And we still have the cool middle vent that'll go up when you make the air go towards your face.
Yes, exactly. And I'm going to send this in the cliche corner just because I really enjoy driving this car. This direction of cliche is way better. God, the steering is really precise too.
Perfect.
Like 911 vibes, man. Like this is great.
It's like a crazier 911.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where 911 would feel safer or more like stable and like quieter.
Yeah, this is the British 911. Like it's got a little bit more edge to it. It's got that V8. I love that this exists.
And then some more normal fun stuff that we like to throw in. The visors will not even come out, so that's a
total fail.
Might have been a supercar pass in the SVR, but not here.
True.
The cup holders will not fit small cups because of this little flap here, but like, you know.
Yeah, passes
I'll
with
let
the
it
medium.
pass because of the exhaust.
Yeah, and then the seats are really comfortable,
Yeah.
like very well bolstered, and I love how they look.
Firm seats, very thin profile, and then it's a hatch, so we have a ton of room back there.
And one thing I also really like about sitting in here, I kind of feel like I'm in a convertible because of how close my head is to the roof. Normally I don't like that, but in here, because of how big this is, I really enjoy that.
Really, really nice big sunroof. And do you think you like this more than the convertible? Because
No.
I like this more than the convertible. Like the body shape.
Oh, body shape, yes, but the driving experience with the exhaust.
If you fix the exhaust and roll your windows down, I feel like the F-Type is the body shape. It is the side view. It is that roof line.
I agree with you, but for the first generation.
I wouldn't want to do this in convertible.
Yeah.
It's too good of a shape.
You probably just like this because it's yellow.
No, I've always liked Jaguar shapes. There's a Jaguar XKR or XJR or something
Yeah, those
near
are
my
cool.
house. Blown out tire, rusted out. It's got the sickest 5-spoke wheels on it. I've talked to this lady about her car. I want to get it from her, even though it's probably a mess.
Yep.
I just love Jaguar coupe shapes, and I did buy a Jaguar coupe for my daughter, a Barbie toy,
Okay.
pink one,
There
but it was
you
an
go.
XJR or something. I'm sorry, I don't really know all my Jaguar.
The older stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. I think that's really it with the car. Like, I really like this, and I'm, again, very happy that it exists. Would have been cool if they offered this in rear-wheel drive with the same engine.
And before we get to the price, if you want to look up your own price, tsp.truecar.com.
Discounted price offers.
Let's get to the price.
This one starts at $121,400.
Canadian.
And with all the options, $136,760.
It's one of the few supercharged V8s, so it's perfectly worth the price, in my opinion.
It really is. Everyone's going to want this later when everyone else is driving I-Paces.
And if you own an F-Type and you have rigged up something so that the exhaust can stay open, please send us a video of how that works on Instagram. We would love to know. So when we do the next video with an F-Type, we can talk about it.
And everyone that bought this that is wondering how to do the crackles and pops and all the stuff with the exhaust, leave a link below to let those people know what to buy.
Do you think it's the same color as my Prowler?
Oh, God. He mentioned
Saved
it.
it at the end.